Welcome to our continuing series, Fine Poetry, Poems that Touch Deeper Chords. Today, Dorianne Laux, born 1952. Dorianne Laux is the author of several collections of poetry. She has received fellowships from the Guggenheim Foundation and the National Endowment for the Arts, and has been a Pushcart Prize winner. Laux's free verse poems are sensual and grounded, and they reveal the poet as a compassionate witness to the everyday. She observed in an interview for the website Read Write Poem, poems keep us conscious of the importance of our individual lives, personal witness of a singular life, seen cleanly and with the concomitant, well-chosen particulars, is one of the most powerful ways to do this. Speaking of the qualities she admires most in poetry, Laux added, "Craft is important, a skill to be learned, but it's not the beginning and end of the story. I want the muddled middle to be filled with the gristle of the living." She was first inspired to write after hearing a poem by Pablo Neruda. Other influences include Sharon Olds, Lucille Clifton, Anne Sexton, and Adrienne Rich. Laux has taught creative writing at the University of Oregon, Pacific University, and North Carolina State University. She has also led summer workshops at Esalen in Big Sur. She is the co-author with Kim Adonisio of The Poet's Companion, A Guide to the Pleasures of Writing Poetry, 1997. She lives in Raleigh, North Carolina, with her husband, poet Joseph Miller. Fast Gas, for Richard. Before the days of self-service, when you never had to pump your own gas, I was the one who did it for you. The girl who stepped out at the sound of a bell with a blue rag in my hand, my hair pulled back in a straight, unlovely ponytail. This was before automatic shutoffs and vapor seals, and once, while filling a tank, I hit a bubble of trapped air, and the gas backed up, came arching out of the hole in a bright gold wave, and soaked me, face, breasts, belly, and legs. And I had to hurry back to the booth, the small employee bathroom with the broken lock, to change my uniform, peel the gas-soaked cloth from my skin, and wash myself in the sink. Lightheaded, scrubbed raw, I felt pure and amazed, the way the amber gas glazed my flesh, the searing, subterranean pain of it, how my skin shimmered and ached, glowed like rainbowed oil on the pavement. I was 20. In a few weeks, I would fall, for the first time, in love. That man waiting patiently in my future like a red leaf on the sidewalk. The kind of beauty that asks to be noticed. How was I to know it would begin this way? every cell of my body burning with a dangerous beauty, the air around me a nimbus of light that would carry me through the days. How, when he found me, weeks later, he would find me like that, an ordinary woman who could rise in flame. All he would have to do is come close and touch me. For the sake of strangers, no matter what the grief, its weight, we are obliged to carry it. We rise and gather momentum, the dull strength that pushes us through crowds. And then the young boy gives me directions so avidly. A woman holds the glass door open, waits patiently for my empty body to pass through. All day it continues, each kindness reaching towards another. A stranger, singing to no one as I pass on the path. Trees offering their blossoms. A retarded child who lifts his almond eyes and smiles. Somehow they always find me, seem even to be waiting, determined to keep me from myself, from the thing that calls to me, as it must have once called to them. This temptation to step off the edge and fall weightless away from the world. Psalm. Lord, there are creatures in the understory, snails with whirled backs and silver boots, trails beetles weave in grass, black rivers of ants, unbound ladybugs opening their wings, spotted veils and flame, untamed choirs of banjo-colored crickets, and stained glass cicadas. Lord, how shall we count the snakes and frogs and moths? How shall we love the hidden and small? Mushrooms beneath leaves, constructing their death domes in silence, their silken gills and mycelial threads, cap scales and patches, their warts and pores, and the buried bulbs that will bloom in spring, pregnant with flower and leaf. Sing, prepare for my radiance, prepare for the pageantry of my inevitable surprise. These are the queendoms, the spines and horns, the clustered hearts beating beneath our feet. Lord, though the earth is locked in irons of ice and snow, there are angels in the undergrowth. Praise them. What I wouldn't do. The only job I didn't like, quit after the first shift, was selling subscriptions to TV Guide over the phone. Before that, it was fast food, all the onion rings I could eat, handing sacks of deep-fried burritos through the sliding window, the hungry hands grabbing back, and at the laundromat, plucking bright coins from a palm or pressing them into one. Kids screaming from the bathroom and 20 dryers on high. Cleaning houses was fine. polishing the knickknacks of the rich. I liked holding the hand-blown glass bell from Czechoslovakia up to the light, the jeweled clapper swinging lazily from side to side, its foreign A minor ping. I drifted, an itinerant from job to job, the sanatorium where I pureed peas and carrots and stringy beets, scooped them like pudding onto flesh-colored plastic plates, or the gas station where I dipped the 10-foot measuring stick into the hole in the blacktop, pulled it up, hand over hand, into the twilight, dripping its liquid gold, pink-tinged. I liked the donut shop best, 3 a.m., alone in the kitchen, surrounded by sugar and squat mounds of dough, the flashing neon sign strung from wire behind the window, gilding my white uniform, yellow, then blue, then drop-dead red. It wasn't that I hated calling them hour after hour, stuck in a booth with a list of strangers' names, dialing their numbers with the eraser end of a pencil, and them saying hello. It was that moment of expectation, before I answered back, the sound of their held breath, their disappointment when they realized I wasn't who they thought I was, the familiar voice or the voice they loved and had been waiting all day to hear.